What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode number 20 of Not Your Grandfather's Vlog. I am depressed. I am going through a breakup right now, and it fucking sucks. I hadn't been in a real relationship in like the past 3 years until I met this girl. And we dated for about a year. I'd say maybe January of 2015. No, January of this year was when we started dating, I would say. So, not quite a year, but whatever. I broke up with her about 3 or 4 weeks ago because I felt like she didn't care anymore, and I felt like she had stopped caring and she wasn't putting effort into anything, and she was growing distant, which she later admitted to. But I guess my breaking up with her was more of a cry for help, because it's like, look, I don't want to break up with you, I just want to fix this, but me saying I'm done was my way of being like, look, like, there's a big problem in our relationship, and please, like, work with me here. But she didn't read it like that. So she just took the bait and was like, okay, so I'm sorry, I'm sorry it didn't work out, and I'm like, thinking to myself, whoa, like, I was bluffing. I didn't really want to break up. I wanted to work on things, but it happened, and then I tried calling her at Thanksgiving, and I tried to get back together with her and see if we could work things out. It was at that point that she informs me that she just wants to stay single, and she feels like she wants to just focus on her own life, and that she's, she feels like a loser. She feels like she's 25 years old and that she's not going anywhere in life and has a shitty job, and, this all changed whenever she moved out. She was, long story short, she was forced to move out of her place that she was staying at, and she had to move back in with her mom. And that's really when her whole attitude towards me and everything else changed, was when she had to move. She just, I don't know. She lost that loving feeling, I guess, as they say, because it was obvious. I mean, it's just obvious when you're with someone and they start missing your phone calls and not responding back to you. They start missing your text messages and not responding back to you. It just becomes so blatantly obvious that they just don't care as much as they used to. I mean, it just becomes obvious. So, all that aside, it's done, it's over. It took a lot for me to even make this video. I'd say for the past at least 2 or 3 weeks, for the past 2 weeks, for sure, I've been so shitty. Like, all my anxiety and OCD that I thought I had overcome, I guess because the breakup or whatever, it's like totally triggered it to come back. And so I'm like waking up, hyperventilating now. My day starts off, I just feel like shit in the pit of my stomach. And like, I'm having a tough time deciding is this breakup pain? Or is this like some kind of triggered like anxiety shit that's come back? Because like, I can't tell at this point. I don't know what's breakup pain and what is just crazy anxiety mind coming back. I really don't know at this point. All I know is that the more I can get out of my house nowadays, the better. Silence and sitting around and doing nothing is my absolute enemy at this point. I mean, my mind starts wandering, I start going to really bad places, and I mean, not suicidal places, not like that, but I just start thinking about my ex, and like, what if she's had some side boyfriend that she was cheating on me with, or I just start thinking about our relationship in general. I start thinking about how here it is December and I'm not getting anything done as far as my videos and stuff that I normally do, and how I just every day I just don't look forward to anymore. I just, every night when I go to bed I'm like, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and feel like shit. And it didn't used to be that way, and that's really the saddest thing about this whole story, is that like, I was doing really good for a while. I was on medication. Everything was going pretty good. I was being really productive and but now it's just back to square fucking one, man. It's back to square one. It's like I had this like mental breakdown back in March, and like I was just feeling like shit for so long, and then I slowly started to climb out of that hole, and now I feel like I'm right back in that fucking hole with just like the flick of a wrist, you know? I mean, I'm so thankful, though, that I have, like, a network of friends, a small network, but a network nonetheless of friends that I can rely on, and that they've really helped get me through this really, really shitty time in my life. I know that people get tired of being around me because all I want to talk about sometimes is her and the breakup and what went wrong and blah blah blah. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting better, like really like better, and like I feel like I'm totally past my ex. And then other times it gets so bad that like I almost want to call her and try to like work things out. I mean, I'm not gonna do that this time around because I have my fucking dignity to a certain extent. And mood swings, good lord, I will go from feeling good and almost like euphoric to feeling just in the depths of depression, like I don't even want to go on, and like everywhere in between. It is such a roller coaster right now. At the moment right here, right now that I'm recording this video, I feel alright. I felt alright enough to even do this video, which I didn't even want to do this video at first, but I made myself fucking do it. And that's one thing you have to do to like kind of push yourself through these times in your life. Like you really have to make yourself against everything everything your instincts are telling you. You have to make yourself do something, like get out or commit yourself to a task, because once you do, that will really provide a good bit of relief once you get into the task, you know, and get really involved into it. Yeah, but I mean, I know as somebody who suffers from mental illness, I knew that this breakup, like when it did happen, like when it inevitably did happen, I knew it was going to trigger, I knew it was going to trigger some shit in my head. Like I knew it was going to trigger some anxiety and the OCD. Basically all the stuff I already suffered from, I knew it was going to make it like 10 times worse. And that was one of the reasons why I was so reluctant to break up in the first place. So now what's going on inside of me is like this sick combination, some sick fuck baby of sadness, loneliness, anxiety, and OCD. It's like they all fucked and made one nasty fucking thing that like just like is in me now, and it just I mean it's gotten to the point to where I've gotten back on my antidepressants or anti-anxiety, whatever you want to call them. I was off them for a few months because I kind of felt like with the medication I had gotten as far as I was going to get with the medication, and it did help, especially now, like not being on it. Now I see just how much it did help and make me feel more normal. I got back on it like as of a few days ago. I'm back on the medication, and this medication that I'm on, it makes you feel like shit before it starts working. So it's made me feel, I mean, to add on top of my already like shitty feelings, it's made me feel sick. It's given me headaches. It's just it's, you know, it's so funny because it's like when you're in like when you're in like the depths of despair and you need like some medication to like lift you up, the medication just makes you feel even worse, if that's even possible, before it starts kicking in and making you feel better. And with these antidepressants, it's always some cruel ass bullshit like, oh well, it takes about 6 months to actually really get into your system. It's like, bitch, 6 months? I'll be dead by then at this rate. You know, it's like, Jesus, can they come out with a fucking anti-anxiety that like works, that works quicker than 6 years? Like it takes longer than a fucking year for it to kick in? I mean, I guess that's why you have Xanax and Klonopin and shit, but I mean, that stuff's just a band-aid for your problem. That's not a permanent solution, you know? I mean, any medication's not a permanent solution, but it doesn't actually go in and change your mental wiring like an anti-anxiety does. Because Paxil, or not Paxil, but Klonopin and Xanax are known as benzos. They basically just slow down your brain and calm you down. Medications like Zoloft, Paxil, Lexapro, these are all known as SSRIs, and they actually kind of change the way that your serotonin is absorbed into your brain. Anyway, I don't really have much of a desire to do anything nowadays. I try to make plans and get out of my house as much as possible. Just staying here just doesn't do it for me. There's a lot of, I have a lot of time now, obviously, to do video stuff. I haven't felt like doing it. Yeah, I mean, just every symptom of depression that you could have, you can just go down the list and I have it. Tired, I take naps a lot now, loss of appetite, no desire to do things I would normally like to do, sadness, all that shit, man. I mean, the only thing that I can cling to is the fact that I know this shit comes and goes. I know feelings. I heard Tim Allen say this one time, a long time ago, on some interview. He said, your feelings are like the weather. They're constantly changing. That's very true. Even in this day, I went through like fucking 17 different emotions that ranged from total happiness to complete despair and depression. And hey, you know what? I don't feel that right now, but I know, judging by everything, it'll probably hit me again later on. But anyway, I just wanted to make this vlog to just kind of tell you guys what I've been going through lately, and it's still gonna take me a while to put out that German food video because everything that I ordered is coming directly from Germany, so it's gonna take a while. Which sucks, because I really wanted to get that video out earlier and maybe do a Christmas themed video of some kind, but I don't know anymore. So yeah, that's the end of my vlog for this week. I'm just exhausted. I'm tired of going through all these emotions. I'm hoping that hoping the gray cloud will clear up soon. I'll check back in about how the medication that I'm on is doing. It's Lexapro, by the way, if anyone was curious. I'll check back in with you guys and tell you if that's doing anything, if that's helping me in any way in the next week or so. Until then, have a good night.